Thank you very much, Shalom, and greetings to you all. Now, we had the dark day, the 9th of Av, the saddest day of the year, a day of evil, a day that was survived, and we are survivors. Always were, always will be. Now, this week we have the happiest day of the year, the 15th of Av, Tu B'Av, the day of love, of renewal, of rebirth, and it happens to be my anniversary. So, happy anniversary, my dear. Something in the way she knows. And all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. And it's one of those special days, it's like good schools that you register for before your child is born. So it's one of those days that you may book even before you get engaged or even before you find a beau. That's how powerful the day it is, and that's how desirable it is for couples to want to get married on it. So celebrate love, my friends. It truly does make the world go round. If not for you, my sky would fall. Rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd been nowhere at all. I'd been lost, if not for you. George Harrison and Bob Dylan, 1970. I'd say it seems like yesterday, but then I'd be sounding a little bit like Rip Van Winkle. Well, since we now have what's really considered to be the happiest day of the year, I thought I would share 30 habits for happiness. Friends, if you could do just some of these things and live by the 10 great words of the Epiphany and put love as the one law to make sure that you truly do observe, then you'll have an awesome life. So what are these 30 things? Well, be kind, eat well, exercise, meditate, be honest, dream big, be patient, my friends, judge less, if at all. Smile often, love yourself, forgive easily, show gratitude, think positively, drink lots of water, believe in yourself, keep an open mind. Put your needs first. Don't make excuses. Speak well of others. Listen in order to understand. Choose faith over fear. Make the most of now. Exercise self-discipline. Look on the bright side. Avoid social comparison. See failure as opportunity. Don't take opinions to heart. It's so easy to do. Select friends that lift you up. Let go of what can't be changed. And have healthy sleeping patterns. They are so important in life. And if you want that list, send me a note, and I'll send it along to you. And we celebrate happiness with our like-minded group. So let's all gather the spirits of those of all faith and no faith, of hopes, dreams, and wishes. Let's take a moment and invite the collective consciousness of spirit seekers to come together in that showing of faith, of love, as a community, a chavura, a fellowship, when we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually. Gather and share. Come, my friends, from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. And that's as a community. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the whole world, my friends. We are a community of like-minded souls. Let's take a moment and let's pray for healing and renewal for everybody we know. Think of whoever you can that needs healing or renewal or just goodwill. Focus on them. Call out their name. It's not just for people. It's for your pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam that is part of our genetic makeup. For Ronnie, Bob, for Ben, for Monty, for Elizabeth, who was attacked by a rogue cat. And of course, for the one and only B. And of course, make sure you include yourselves, my friend, You need renewal too. And one of my things for happiness was think of yourself first. It is the kindness, healing wishes, goodwill, and love that we all send out that circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each and every one of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit. And spirit, of course, my friends, never dies. Avotenu, Bokor HaBracha, Imotenu, may the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage, make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed the world over, my friends. Remember, it is your just setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to talk to whoever and whatever it is you believe in. It is a part of your kavanah, your intention, your goodwill, and sending out that goodwill does make a profound effect on the world. Now, this week we read, Va'echanan, and I pleaded. Now, they say that if you want to know what a Hebrew word really means, find its first use in the Torah. Well, the first use of this word was back when Joseph was cast in the pit by his brothers, and they tell us that he pleaded, and they ignored him. Moses now pleads, and God ignores him. Now, this is one of those lost on a desert island with only one thing to read, Parshas. The retelling of the Decalogue, the testament to monotheism, ensconced as a twice-a-day staple to Jewish prayer, and the reason why we were chosen. Those three things alone are all you really need to have if you're, like I say, lost on a desert island. Now, we're now entering Moses' real farewell address. This is a grand sermon, and it's centered around the verb shema, to hear. Now, the Hebrew verb to hear, it just doesn't mean that. It also means to listen, to heed, and to understand. And all of those are going to come into play in this book and, of course, in this parsha. Now, right away, we are told what becomes a major tenet of Judaism. Deuteronomy 4:1. You shall not add to the word that I charge you, and you shall not subtract from it. Well, you know what? This is an essential command. It governs the way Israel is to observe all the other commandments. The second part, not to subtract from the law, is kind of more obvious than the first, but that makes the recognition of the first part all the more important. However, we see so many things added, especially around the Sabbath, as people try and meet the meaning. But sometimes, friends, we may be going too far. Just look at Sabbath, look at Passover, and many of the other holy days. We add to ensure we meet the minimum, and sometimes it's not the right thing to do. And then we get what becomes the first major change in this retelling of the Decalogue. It's not quite a retelling, it's more of an enhanced retelling. All of Deuteronomy is. Deuteronomy 4:12. And the Lord spoke to you from the midst of the fire. The sound of the words you did hear, but no image did you see, except the sound. Well, they had seen the great reveal at Sinai, and they were afraid by what they saw. Well, actually, not them, but their parents. But maybe when you're so terrified of what you see, you don't listen. There's a sense overload. So if you just hear, maybe you pay more attention. I don't know. And Moses calls his two favorite witnesses, and he's going to call them throughout all of his speech. And we always need two witnesses. Remember that for every legal proceeding. Deuteronomy 4:26. I call the skies and the earth to witness regarding you today. And that's who Moses is going to call upon throughout this entire speech. Now, having begun with a general exhortation to cling to God's laws, the sermon now focuses in on the defining moment 4 decades earlier, when Israel stood at the foot of Mount Sinai, and God revealed to them his law in thunder and in lightning. And Moses reintroduces the great Decalogue in Deuteronomy 5:2. Not with our fathers did the Lord seal this covenant with, but with us. We who are here today, all of us alive, face to face did the Lord speak with you on the mountain from the midst of the fire. Well, the 10 Commandments are the covenant. All the other commandments are important, and there are rewards for keeping them and consequences for breaking them. But the 10 commandments on the tablet, they're different. They are the essence of the covenant itself. Now, the time, that goes into this whole section, it's a little bit different because now they're explained a little bit differently. And only the ones dealing with God need explanation. How we deal with each other, hey, those are the rules of life. Those don't change at all. Read them. They're close enough, but they're different enough to actually notice the differences. Now, the author of this book introduces 2 distinct successive moments in the Sinai experience. God actually addresses the people face to face, conveying to them from the midst of the fire the words of revelation, that they and their descendants are to remember perpetually. The people, however, cannot tolerate the fearsome directness of this divine address. They recoil from the ascent to the mountaintop and instead allow Moses to act as their intermediary. Therefore, the story succeeds in having it both ways. It represents the people as having heard God's words with their own ears, even though we know they weren't there. And it firmly established Moses in his role as teacher and as the necessary intermediary between Israel and God. Right? It's fantastic how he does this. And we're then presented with what became the ultimate testament to monotheism, the cornerstone prayer of Judaism, found in Deuteronomy 6:4. And it's taken word for word. We say it, twice a day. The Shema, we simply refer to it, as the Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is God, the Lord is one. Blessed be his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever. Now, we all know this prayer. It's probably the first thing every child is taught. And it's the one thing they all remember their whole lives. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. It says so much. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your being, with all your might. There's 3 paragraphs that actually make up the Shema. And that's an added part. Okay, so what does it mean? With all your heart. Well, the heart is the seat of understanding in biblical physiology. But of course, it's also associated with feelings. With all your being. Well, the Hebrew nephesh means life, breath, or essential self. The traditional translation that we get now of soul, which is still seen in so many of the recent versions, is a little bit misleading because it suggests a body, soul, spirit, and split that was an alien concept to biblical thinking. And with all your might, the Hebrew me'od elsewhere is an adverb meaning very, and it's not a noun, right? So it's not clear whether this usage reflects stylistic, inventiveness in converting one part of speech to another, or rather records an idiomatic sense of the word that's simply not used elsewhere in the Bible. And that's why I say we often look to see where was the word used before. But it sounds good how we now translate it. It conveys what we can understand. This is a different time, and this is how we understand it, because it takes the levels of man and projects them into the loving of God with all our hearts, our souls, our might or strength. And that's easier for us. And then if anybody asks you why Israel was the chosen people, well, you can tell them to read Deuteronomy 7:6. You've got these fantastic 3 things in this parsha. You, the Lord, has chosen to become for him a treasure among all the people of the peoples that are on the face of the earth. Not because you're more numerous than all the peoples did the Lord desire you and choose you, if you're actually one of the fewest of all the peoples, but because the Lord's love for you and because of his keeping the vow that he swore to your fathers. It's not about being better. We are loved, and we are the result of God keeping his word. And if he can keep his word, well, then you can certainly keep your words. It's a fantastic little parsha, my friends, that has so many things in it. Yes, the world is sacred, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those that you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. You got to love yourself. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. You know, we only have so much time, my friends. And you've got to share it with the people who care about you, right? You know, we take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to love, to be. So please do continue to love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Remember, examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the universe. We set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our Kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you have wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people? Can you accept the world just as it is? Can you accept life without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and in all of you. Please act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year. And may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness and the ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed, and you forever have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, renewal to everybody you come across. What a power, what a gift. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. And your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. Bless others, bless yourself. Love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief. And do not accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, we learn together. We help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives. So find them and tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Watch your words. They hurt you, they heal you, they imprison you, they free you. They are your everything, and they connect you to everybody that you get to be a part of. And it's all a part of love. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one above you? Fill my heart with gladness. Take away my sadness. Ease my troubles. That's what you do. There's a love that's divine, and it's yours, and it's mine, and it shines like the sun. At the end of the day, we should give thanks and pray to the one. Pray to the one, which we still do, and focus on love. This holiday, this festival of love, it's a reminder. Focus on love. Well, be happy, be healthy, be helpful, be kind, and be loving. Imprint your will on the blank canvas of life, and keep celebrating being free to be you. Have an awesome festival of love, the Jewish Valentine's Day. Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Take care. Thanks. Bye.